Linda's in physical therapy for her hips. So I'm actually in the living room, and so I have access to this Netflix for the Stranger Things, which I'm watching. Um, I'm like, right, okay, so I have an elevator ride with who I thought I was going to marry. I mean, prior engagement asked me to. And then it's Cesar. Will I what? Will you love me forever? Kind of like a little thing that goes on in, like, in this section of Julius Caesar. Um, I'm watching Stranger Things. It has Hawkins National Laboratories. Now, it has a date of September, it has a date of 8, it has a date of 19th century, 79. But this is an adjacent Bourne. So now it goes with Duffer Brothers. Benjamin was at Helen B. Duffield in Lock-In in element school by MacArthur. And then there was, but they gave it to the Duffer Brothers. It says created by. And the first opening scene looks, the rainbow, whatever, looks like where Alexander graduated from his first elementary school and preschool, same school district before we moved to Patchogue. And then I'm looking at some of the characters, and there's one of the scientists look like my Cold Spring Harbor neighbor. And then there's a couple of other characters where I'm like, wow, okay, so this does paint a very vivid portrait of semblance and name, not even in lip service. I mean, you gave me your word, and here I am, and I'm still not in the right position. I watched Hillary Clinton came out this morning, said something. I feel very debilitated, almost like an epilady, like a debilitated whatever, removed from where, like, my life should have taken path. And then I look at that divergence message on Westworld for clues, and I'm like, it reminds me of the magic mustache game when we were little. There were little shards of metal kept inside of a plastic container. And then there was a magnetic pen. And there was a picture of whatever behind. And you could use the pen to move the shards or the magnetic pieces just right into place. Like a little skills game. That's what that divergent whatever looks like at the moment. On health, the shakes have been working. My ankles are finally back down. My knees are starting to dissipate with the use of the mineral ice from Canada. It's the only one with that blue component in it, so I don't know what that's all about, but I know it's important. Although by the end of the day, after it dries, it leaves the weirdest looking pattern on the epidermal layer, on the outside surface of the skin. I know it has some kind of alcohol in it, but whatever. Why am I here is just like the only question. With lip service and giving me your word. So you gave me your word. I used the word. Because I want to get back. I never wanted this and these words. I don't like anything about the words that they use around here. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxies, Broken, Speyside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. Oh, they had a big thing on this morning about Brady, Reagan, which I didn't know that those two names went together. And then, again, I was like in the bubble in the facility that they had us in, out east. So when all that went on, so I was so young. We were going through our physical fitness presidential thing, which was interesting, but I didn't know because, again, guns were not, no pistole. So I did not realize. I mean, like, I only know Brady from Brady Bunch with the television bunch of it's a mother, it's a father, and then it's three kids on either side and whatever, and this crazy heritage, and whatever. That has not benefited me or worked out at all. There's been no closure. There was like interview, feels like when I was younger, there was certain whatever that were allowed, like the bar that BARR that 1979 set at the highest level of never drank, never smoked, and it was just so easy to be around and so respectful. Black and white movies, like code, absolute code. So impressive. But he is the only one that had interaction at that level. When Nicolaus came, it was something different. It was still no drinking, no smoking, no anything, although he asked for a case of beer and a case of cigarettes, which for his friends, which was weird. But, I mean, we didn't drink and we didn't smoke. He also asked for McDonald's, which I thought was weird because then he didn't want to eat it. Then he wanted to go for a drive to see if there were protein shakes around. And I'm like, I don't even know what a protein shake is. I mean, I don't know manufacturers. Nobody talks about that stuff. Nobody even drinks that stuff where I'm from or in my household. All new concepts to me. For like dietary supplements. Life of the Inquisitive. At what point journeyman exploration? I did tell the Armenian, by the way, took me to my first football game, respectfully, might I add. He actually reminded me of one of my mom's sister's husbands. I told him there, I'm like, special bloodline. I think it's the bloodline of Caesars, something along those lines. I was like, but I've never been to a football game before. I said, that was my first. It was a derby game between the Jets and the Giants. Never stepped foot inside a football stadium. Couple of baseball games with the kids, but no players that I was following or knew. It was more they were interested in it, so I just encouraged them and whatever. June 28th, 2022. And this word I used to give Lou all the time. I'm like, I am bored, Lou. I am so bored. I am bored. I don't know what to do with myself. What do you do, Lou? Still, I'm still looking for instructions from the man that dragged me into this. And I'm like, what is there to do? What am I supposed to be doing? Because nothing nothing feels right at all. He told me this morning, which I never knew, that the Bayside Times, the newspaper, did a whole workup in the local area, came over, took pictures, or went to Il Vesuvio, the restaurant in town, took pictures of him, and did a whole article on him. I was like, really? I was like, that's really impressive. I was like, that's rare opportunity of publicity. I had no idea. I mean, I know in some quiet area it's important. I'm just not quite sure what and where.